Chill Hearts, how y'all doing? This is Jada Lynn. Welcome to In the Raw. This is a channel where we sit and discuss narcissism, what it sounds like, what it looks like, and what it is up close and personal in your face. All right, now, so this will be the last part. This is part 5 of the custody battle, and really I just wanted to explain to you guys how 1 through 4 happened. It happened with a text message that I accidentally sent to him that was meant for my sister. Yes. And in the text message, it was reading, "I can't do this anymore. I'm not really feeling him like that anymore. I don't care for him like that anymore. His attitude," I was explaining everything. It was a long book text message. And I was explaining to my sister how his attitude has changed. He is this, he is that. And y'all got to remember, when you get with a narcissist, it's beautiful for like maybe the first 3 to 6 months. It's absolutely beautiful. But then they mask starts slipping. They get bored. They need to have drama up in there. And drama is what it is that they cause. Like, do you hear what I mean? And that's how everything got started. That text message turned everything upside down. I was texting my sister back and forth. And I don't know if this was the universe that ended up intervening somehow, but because I needed to get out of there. It was extremely toxic. It was physically abusive, it was emotionally abusive, it was verbally abusive, it was financially abusive, it was sexually abusive, it was every kind of abuse that you can think of, and I needed to get out, and I did not know how to get out. But I was conversing back and forth with my sister and telling her about how he just changed. He's not this, and he doesn't pay attention to the daughter. I mean, oh my God, it was just this long text message. And I thought I was sending it to her, and I accidentally sent it to him by mistake. And it was a blessing in the skies. It didn't feel good at first, but I got my daughter out of it. And the mother and I worked. We lived in his aunt's house, but the mother and I worked, and he didn't. So you have three working women in the house, and he, the self-entitled narcissist, feels like he didn't have to work. He just stayed at home all day, doing nothing, looking at TV and holding out his hand like a little kid for money. When we were all getting but he drove the car. You could not have your car. I could not have my car, but we were riding in the mother's car at this time. I was in the back seat, the mother drove, and he sat in the passenger seat until both of us were dropped off at work. And once we got into the car, he turned around and looked at me in the back seat and was showing me his phone. "Did you mean to send this to me?" And when I looked at and saw how long the text message was, I was like, oh my God. But I didn't have that look on my face. I always kept my composure, always. Cool, calm, and collected. And I just looked at him and I said, "No, I didn't mean to send that to you." And then that's when he said, "You're going to be sorry," B-I-T-C-H. And then, the mother didn't even say anything. She just sat there and just let it happen. And then once I got to work, my stomach was in knots all day. It was in knots all day. I was scared. I just did not want 5 o'clock to come. I was scared. And because he's physically abusive, he's not just the yelling type. He gets physical with you. And there was one time that he pushed me so hard that I hit the side of my neck on the bathtub, and I messed up my knee pretty bad. It was black and blue. I had a limp one time, and then he pushed me another time, and I had on my elbows. He strangled the heck out of me, and if it wasn't for his friend being there, he probably would have killed me. You know what I mean? So he was physically abusive, and I was afraid, of what I was going to get because of that type of treatment when I got back home. But when he picked me up, he made it a notion to pick me up first so he can yell and scream at my face, and he made me drive. So I was driving and I was holding the steering wheel, and he And I just did what I normally did. I just tuned everything out. I literally tuned everything out. I heard him yelling, but I was not responsive. Like, do you hear what I mean? I mean, I was so unresponsive that he even had to ask me, are you listening to me? Are you even hearing anything that I'm saying to you? And I just was not responding. And I was driving to his mom's job. And once we got to his mom's job, that's when everything went bad. He comes rushing over to the side of the car, and I'm like she had electric windows. So I'm trying to roll the windows up, and it's just going up. It's going up so slow, and I'm like, oh my God. And he sticks his hand through the window and like takes my seatbelt off, yanks me out of the car. He's literally dragging me up the street. Then he goes back to the car, takes my books, my lunch bag, all of that stuff, throws it out the car and stuff like that. And then his mother is coming out, what are you doing? This and that. And he pushes her up against the back of the car. And when I saw that, that's when I had like some strength to actually get up off the ground and be like, what the heck are you doing to your mother? What is wrong with you? Yo, that's your mom's. And of course, he's like, you shut the F up, you stupid bitch. All of this stuff. It was a big, huge commotion in front of her job. Somebody must have called the cops or something, because the cops were called. We heard them coming. He instructed for the both of us to get in the car. We both got in the car. And we both got in the car along with him, and he was telling his mom to hurry up, drive, just hurry up and drive away. And then we drove away, and he turns around and he says, I'm gonna drop your ASF off, and I want you to walk home, and hopefully you get sexually assaulted, you stupid bitch, and you just wait until you get home. You know, he was saying things like that. It was really horrible. That was everything that started, you know, the custody battle 1 through 4. That's what started this. You know, when you talk to him about things, you know, he blamed everything on me. When we went into the courtroom, the judge was talking with him, and he was just being so foolish and ignorant. And he was just talking like, nah, man, hey man. And the judge was like, you have one more time to call me a man. And then she pointed at her, you know, her name, and she said, this is my name, Judge X, Y, and Z. And he was like, whatever, man. And then that's when she said, you know what, get this out of my courtroom now. This is why I tell you guys to please be cool, calm, and collected. Because a lot of times the narc will pretty much tell on themselves. They will expose themselves. If you stay cool and calm and collected, you will see they're going to lose, because they're banking on using your emotions to overturn you. But if you reverse that on them, it overturns them, and they panic, they lose control, and they don't like losing control. So it is very important for you to keep your composure. It is very important. I went through hell with this dude. I went through hell, and he kidnapped my kid from me. That was the worstest thing and I had to follow the rules the way that I did not want to follow them. I wanted to take my kid, but I couldn't, because I was advised that if I did that, I would now be considered kidnapping. So I had to follow the rules. It was 2.5 years, or 2 years. I left him in 2012, and I got my baby girl, it was April 7th, 2014, 3 days before my birthday. And I was so grateful. That was the best birthday present I could have ever received. I don't care if it was 3 days before. Y'all, keep your composure. Stay cool, stay calm and collected strategically. You got this. It was the hardest thing that I could have gone through, but guess what? I made it. And because I went through that, I am so much stronger now. And I look back on it, and it's like, I had to go through that. I had to, because I was too naive. I was too trusting of everyone. I saw the good in everyone, and it was demons all around me. When they see people like you, empathic people, sensitive people, people who just do good, and they give back to the community, they genuinely have a good heart, they pounce on people like you. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's time to man up. It's time to woman up. You gotta buck up, you gotta fight. You have to fight. I didn't want to fight, but I had to. And you're gonna have to as well. So put on your armor, your suit armor. You got this, my steel of hearts. You got this. You have the heart of steel. You can do it. This is why I named y'all the Steel Hearts. Y'all have steel hearts. You just don't know it. And watch your attitude, okay? Because you're going to expose a narc by watching your attitude. Be cool, calm, and collected. I'll see you in the next video.